Hi everyone, welcome to Everyday, your daily stop for virtual reality content. I am playing my first real HTC Vive experience today. I've got my controllers, I've got my headset. I am today recording not using the Vive's built-in microphone because it's kind of bad. It had a lot of popping and things like that. So I've got my own portable microphone, which is attached to this unit that is recording up on my top strap. So if you're wondering, that's what that is. I've got my Lighthouse base stations active, one on my shelf, one by my door. And I'm going to open up the Steam VR menu. So notice my controllers are showing this dot on the touchpads. That's because the touchpads are a little bit too sensitive and they seem to feel like I'm always pressing them. Most of the time this is not a big issue, but sometimes it does cause me problems. So today I'm going to be playing Audioshield. Audioshield is a rhythm game for VR where, similar to say Guitar Hero or Dance Dance Revolution or any number of Japanese rhythm games, you have things come at you in time with the music, following the same rhythm as the music, and you have to stop them, except now it's in VR. So I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Sometimes I have this game crash when I start it up. I just have to exit, close the window and restart it. So let's cross our fingers and cross our controllers and hope it works. Come on, Audioshield. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So you can do this with any music. It will just automatically adapt to the music. And there's a lot of good music here, but I can't use any of it because YouTube is going to flag me. So I downloaded a bunch of royalty-free music from YouTube. So I'm going to go into my Z drive. Whoa, it was lagging there for a minute. Oh, it does not like all these files. Okay, there we go. So here's a bunch of music from YouTube. Let me pick something at random here. Let me think. How about Dubakupado, Kevin MacLeod, the king of royalty-free music. I'm going to go with normal mode to start out. And I think I'm actually going to go back and turn down the music volume just a little bit. So you can access settings up in the corner. You can adjust the music volume. You can adjust resolution, which does nothing in VR. Neither does windowed mode. And you can adjust your graphics level. This actually does affect it. I recommend you leave it here. Even on my 980, if I max these out, it starts to drop frames, so I don't recommend it. Which one did I choose? Alright, let's go. I'm going to start in Gladiator mode, so this affects the shape of your shields. Gladiator is probably not my favorite, but it's still a fun one. So I'm gonna, Stage Diver. So these are the two stadiums that you can play in. Oop, my controller is shaking around a bit. When my controller shakes around, I usually just hold it at an angle like this, so it can see both of the Lighthouse base stations, and then it gets itself recalibrated. Okay, I think I'm good to go. Let's go into the Neon Stadium. Of the two skins that come with it, these two are probably my favorite. I'm hoping we're going to see some more interesting skins as the over time. Okay, on your mark. I need to be standing on the feet. So this is, like I said, a standing VR game. This is not really a room scale VR game. This is not one where you wander around and walk throughout your room and look under things. Like if you try and walk outside the area, it'll start popping up these green bars. And basically I think you lose the game if that happens. So you really have to stay in one place. Block the beats. So these are my shields. I have to block the orange ones with this one and the blue ones with this one. And when they come together, they form an orange shield. Or I can press both triggers and make a purple shield. Purple shield when they come together. And the purple ones only come occasionally, but I do have to be ready for them. All right, let's go. So you get extra points if you punch at them. Oh, Jesus. This is a game that deliberately tries to make you exert yourself. It's kind of as much an exercise activity as it is a game. Much like other rhythm games, like Dance Dance Revolution. Whoa. So this is a game that definitely makes good use of your peripheral vision. Because like when you're looking over at these blue ones coming at you, you can see orange ones coming at you in the corner of your vision, and you have to turn to deal with them. So it actually uses the high field of view quite effectively. There are definitely some games that do not make good use of the high field of view as a gameplay mechanic. Like they use it for immersion, but like they never ask you to look at anything that's not directly in front of you. Whereas this game definitely requires that you use that full field of view to really see all the beats that are coming at you. Come on. And you can really seriously get a workout playing this game because it is intense and you get more points for punching at them, and that exerts you even more. I feel like this game could really use like a heart meter peripheral so that you could actually like keep track of like your heart getting faster and faster as you play. Those do actually exist, like the heart meters, and people like show them on live streams and stuff, usually for horror games. But in exercise-based games, they could be just as useful. Alright. I think I've just about got this. So I did miss a few. You'll see the effect where the screen turns like kind of striped like an old TV. That means that you missed one and it hit you. So even though you do have to stay in one location, you can still move your body around quite a bit, and you naturally will when playing a game like this. This is not a game where you just stand in one place and like just move your arms and never move the rest of your body. Like these things actually are coming at you from enough different angles that you really have to move your body around as well as your arms to catch them all. Especially when they start to cross over like that. The orange ones start to come from the left, the blue ones start to come from the right. It is interesting how they let you put both shields together, and then you can catch, I think you can catch anything with the combined shield, but it just gets harder to catch large numbers of them using the combined shield. I don't know if you get more points for using the individual shields rather than using it together. I did it! How did I do? Give me my stats. Audioshield's a bit of a slow game. It takes a while to load each part, and it doesn't show you anything except a blank room while it's loading the next part, which is a little bit awkward. But looks like it's crashed. I will be right back. So while I'm here in the gray room, I actually wanted to show you I adjusted my chaperone boundaries a bit. This is now exactly where my loft bed is. So I will no longer run into my loft bed on this side. I adjusted it to use the advanced chaperone boundaries instead of the beginner. These are not quite as visible and not quite as visually annoying, but they are a little bit harder to see, and that makes them a little bit less safe. Over here is my blinds. I think these could be a little farther away. Back here is my my tripod and my door. Over here is the wall and my closet, and over here should be my boxes and my bookcase. Yep. So these are pretty good chaperone boundaries. They're a little bit larger than my old ones, so I have about 2.2 by 2.7 meters, or about like 8 by 9 feet. It's pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and jump back in Audioshield. Is it going to work this time? I believe it is. Excellent. So I did not get my stats for that one, unfortunately, because of the crash, but I'm going to give it another shot. And, whoa, it is lagging again pretty intensely. There is no asynchronous time warp on the Vive, so if your game lags, you just got to deal with it, and it hurts your face. Okay, let's see. What else do I want to play? I do not know these songs very well, since they are random royalty-free music. This one sounds good. Let's go ahead and go into harder mode. And I'm going to switch to the Monarch shields. I like these ones. And I'm going to switch to the other stage so you can get a look at both of them. Let's go. I am ready. I fear nothing. I fear neither orange nor blue energy. Alright, so these are the Monarch shields. They're very tall, kind of Roman soldier type shields, and I like them a lot because you can like turn them like that and reach out and block one that's way over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So this is the other theater. I've got a moon overhead. Whoa! So this is gonna be more intense since I am in harder mode now. Oh Jesus. Ah! Oh, I could do this. I could do this. Come on. Come on. Oh, shit. Shit. Okay. I wonder if you can actually fail in this game if you do badly enough. I haven't quite ever done quite that badly, so I don't know for sure. Whoa! Oh, Jesus. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. Okay. I feel like I'm being assaulted by comets or falling meteorites. Get a little rest in this part of the song. All right. This is really difficult. I feel exhausted. How did I do? 77% hit. That's not very good. Oh my god. So those are my stats. I feel like I'm struggling with this harder mode. Let me see. How about this one? Normal. So I was on harder mode before, so I'm going to stick with... Wait, harder is harder than hard. So I think I'm going to do normal. There we go. And I'm going to try the Spartan shields. And go back to the Neon Stadium. Okay, I've never used the Spartan shields before. I don't know how they feel. We're about to find out. Ooh. Oh, this is interesting. So these are like sideways shields. So like, if I hold them like, if I hold my controller straight up, they'll be sideways like this. So I have to turn them sideways in order to block things. This will be pretty interesting. Let's give it a try. All right, give me your worst. Give me your worst. This is a pretty slow song. Does that make the game easier? I'm not actually sure. Long strings. There's a lot of the long strings in this song. I think it's because this song is kind of soft and has lots of long notes. The fun thing about games like this, like rhythm games where you're in VR, is you start to develop a very intuitive physical sense for the game. Like your arms, like this is the kind of game where your arms just start to go to the right place all by themselves, like without you even thinking about it. It's all automatic. There's also really great haptics in this game. I haven't mentioned them until now, but the haptics actually feel great. There's a little bit of vibration when anything hits your shield. This definitely gives you a feeling of a small impact. It doesn't feel like a massive impact, like it's going to push you backwards, but you definitely feel like something is actually hitting your shield. Oh Jesus. Fuck, 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 fuck. Okay, I got this. I actually quite like the Spartan shield. Whoa! The Spartan shield, like, it's hard to describe, but you really feel like you're holding something in front of your face. Like, this feels a lot like a real military shield. It feels like I'm like this, and like I'm really blocking my face, and it feels very protective, more so than the other shields, which felt more like a tool or device. Okay. This is definitely the kind of game that has a big learning curve. It's the game you can spend a lot of time getting really good at, playing lots of different songs. Like, there's new songs all the time that you can play. You can go down your playlist of your own favorite songs from your library. And I'm sure there's going to be more arenas, probably more shield styles, more play modes, because it's the kind of game that's relatively easy for them to just expand over time. Like, this is pretty much just the basics at this point, and there's so much more they can easily add on to it with relatively little effort. So I really expect that we're going to see a lot more out of this game over time. And with these long ones, like, the vibrations continue for as long as the long string of balls is hitting your shield, whereas the small ones, they only continue for, they only have a brief burst of vibration. So you definitely get a different a different feeling from all these different kinds of impacts, which definitely adds variety to the experience. It's very cool. Okay, whoa. And of course, this game is in full stereoscopy and has a sense of scale. Like, these balls appear to be different sizes. Most of them appear to be about the size of like a crystal ball, maybe like a fish bowl. I feel like, or maybe a small bowling ball, not a full-size bowling ball. They are not super big, but when they're coming at me super fast, they are pretty scary. All right, whoa. These shields are also well suited for the long curved lines, because I can kind of push them out along the line like that. The lines might be doing that because I'm using these shields. I'm actually not sure about that. Oh, and the Audioshield logo's right behind me. I did it! How did I do? Let's see if I get stats this time. I must have done at least 80% on that one. Come on. 89%! That's what I'm talking about. And I am #1 in the world because nobody else wants to play this song. Okay. Let's do one more. Do you want to go to the hardest mode? Let's do it. And let's do it back in gladiator mode. I'm ready. Are you ready? So this is going to be a little tough. I may lose. I may actually lose. Consecutive hits 54. Is that my record? All right. So these are very protective. They kind of surround me a little bit, make me feel safe. I think that's what makes them kind of the easy mode. Shield. Okay. Whoa. They just suddenly started moving as soon as the music started. Whoa. Oh, Jesus. So you have to do quite a lot of crossing over for these. This is tense. I'm doing so bad. I kind of instinctively want to use like either color shield to protect me, because I feel like they're both physical objects that ought to protect me, but it doesn't really work like that. Of course, I have to use the correct color of shield to block it. So that takes some getting used to. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I can do this. Ah, orange on the left. Okay. That wasn't too bad. It was a relatively slow song that made it a bit easier. I still feel like I did pretty badly. Maybe like 50%. I don't know. I'll find out. 82. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. But that song was not very intense. Let's see if I can find something better. Silent Partner. There's gotta be some intense music in here. Yeah, that's all there. For this one, I'm going to try hard again. This time I'm going to use the Spartan shields, and I'm going to go back to the stage dive. Let's roll. Notice how they're using the laser pointer to interact with the menus? That's a very common mechanism on all sorts of Steam VR titles. In this particular one, they have the laser pointer have a fixed length, and it just intersects with the menu. So notice how it has a fixed length. It does not shoot into the distance. It feels more like a giant pointing stick than it does a laser pointer per se. Anyway, let's go ahead and start. I'm ready. Let's do this. Wrong shield, wrong shield. Oh, there's so much crossover in these ones. Oh, Jesus. And we're going down low. It's interesting how they change up the vertical angle as time goes on. I'm not sure if they do that based on the music or if it's just random. So sometimes they come straight at you, sometimes they come from the sky like it's raining meteorites. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I can do this. And this is obviously a very intuitive game. Like, this is not a game where you really have a lot of controls to learn. It's really, once you pick the stage, once you get started with the stage and the music starts, anybody could pick up these controllers and just do this. Like, what could possibly be more intuitive than just holding something in front of your face so things that are flying at you don't hit you? That's like such a natural thing to do. And I love these. I would like, there's kind of two kinds of interface. There's a natural interface, and then there's what I like to call kind of a mandatory interface, where it's like anybody who plays this game, the first thing they would do is put this up in front of their face to protect themselves. Like, it's not just something they can easily learn to do, it's something they would do automatically without even thinking about it. And that's like a whole other level of naturalness. Woo! I did it! I survived! I'm not sure if I can actually fail any of these, so this may not be an accomplishment, but I'm still excited. What are all those down there? Are those like little paper people in the pit? 82. It's not too bad. I'm not punching very hard, so I feel like I could be getting more bonus points for that. Let's do one more title. How about some classical music? Let's see how it fares with classical. And I think I want harder. There we go. And let's use the Monarch shields again. Ready to go. Check it out. All right. I'm ready. Ready for some classical action. Let's go. This is not too bad. I feel like with the slower songs like this, I actually have a chance. You can really feel with songs like this how it's really creating the balls in a way that corresponds to the beats of the song. So it's definitely tuning itself to the music. It's not just faking it. Oh, Jesus. I was not anticipating that. Okay. When you hit the really big notes of the song, you get these sudden bursts of balls. Okay. Do your worst. It must be actually looking ahead in the song to know what balls to start firing at me before the notes even arrive. For that reason, this would probably not work at all with like a live radio station or something, because it would not be able to look ahead. Unless it like buffered a little bit or something. That was not too bad. I feel like with the softer classical songs, it kind of almost puts it in an easier mode because it slows down the tempo a bit, gives you more time to react. 91%. That's not too bad. All right. So I feel like I could do this all night because there's just like there's so much learning to do, and you improve the more you do it. But it's definitely also exhausting. I definitely feel like I've been exerting myself. I'm starting to feel a little bit short of breath, and maybe if I did it for, an hour or so, I would really start to feel tired and exhausted. Anyway, this has been Audioshield, and I highly recommend it. It's like, it was inevitable that someone would bring the rhythm game genre into VR, and I think they did a really good job of doing it in a way that takes advantage of the hand controllers very effectively. And it also shows, since it uses shields of various styles, how you could potentially do kind of sword and shield style fighting in VR, which is something we will have to leave to another title. That is all for today. Let me know your thoughts on Audioshield, and let me know what other games you would like to see me play next. So I'm going to show you my list that I got installed. I have Apollo 11, Euclidean, which I've played before, Fantastic Contraption, Call of the Starseed, The Gallery, Episode 1, Hollow Point, Jaunt, the application I work on at work, Job Simulator, Steam VR, well, that's just what I'm running, Tilt Brush. I really want to do like a stream of Tilt Brush where I just draw things all day, and Virtual Desktop. And anything else on the store. I'm happy to buy whatever is on there, whatever it takes, because I want to explore everything that VR has to offer. Here's the VR showcase, a bunch of the most reputable VR games. Universe Sandbox, Keep Talking Nobody Explodes, Final Approach, Space Pirate Trainer. There's a lot of good stuff here. The Blue, Descent Underground. I don't know what this one is. Sayonara Umihara Kawase. What? Out of ammo. You get the idea. There's a lot of good stuff. Go find games. Recommend them to me. I will be waiting. And thank you for watching. Everybody have a great every day.